Hello, if you are feeling confused, tired, or lost in life, then perhaps the special signs on your palm are holding the answers. In today's video, we will explore very special palm lines, from career, love life, to later years, and even signs related to children. What appears on your palm not only reflects the present, but also opens a door, revealing the future ahead. Don't despair when facing difficulties. Perhaps your hand is showing you that every challenge will eventually pass, and you absolutely deserve a life of success, happiness, and fulfillment. If you find this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share the video with loved ones and friends who are looking for direction in life. Doing so not only helps them, but is also a way to sow good karma for yourself. First, when looking at the overall shape of her hand, it can be seen that this is a very special palm type with clearly defined palm lines. Even more remarkable is that she possesses a rather interesting palm line, as it combines several elements. It has characteristics of the triple palm, while also showing a bit of the shape of the unified line hand. With such a palm form, just by looking at the overall shape, one can already assess that you are a relatively strong, extroverted woman, with a personality that shows practicality, a utilitarian mindset, and a high level of decisiveness. Therefore, this hand shows that you are definitely someone passionate about professions that involve freedom, such as business, trading, or investing. No matter what, you will have periods of work related to investment or commerce. Looking at this hand, the first thing worth noting is the thumb, with a very large thumb tip, combined with slightly backward curving fingers. According to the theory in palmistry and physiognomy, the form of fingertips curving backward like that usually represents a youthful life of comfort, possibly supported by the family. However, you possess a triple palm, which means the headline and lifeline are separated and positioned quite high. This indicates that you are a person with great ambition. From a young age, your decisive, strong, and independent personality was already clearly expressed. Another notable point is that the headline on your palm runs straight across the hand, creating a shape very similar to the unified line palm. People with this characteristic often have a very strong personality, and their path to leadership is truly wide open. If you study majors related to administration or management, it would be very beneficial for your career path. In addition, your palm also shows a clear career line that is uninterrupted. This is a wonderful sign, indicating that you have the potential to gain fame if you pursue work that has public influence. Investing, doing business, and entrepreneurship are very suitable professions for you. Finally, at the base of your thumb, there are several horizontal lines. This indicates that you have good financial management skills and place great importance on money matters. She has a lifeline that completely encircles the Mount of Venus. Moreover, there are also signs of yin virtue lines and several lines related to travel. With such a hand, working far from home or settling abroad will be very favorable. You also have migration lines, which represent a person destined to work far from home. Settling in a foreign land would be more beneficial than staying and working in your hometown. In addition, her hand has other positive signs, such as a straight index finger combined with a prominent mount of Jupiter. The Mount of Mercury even has a mole. This is a sign indicating that this person has financial luck. If you study or work in fields related to finance, accounting, or economics, it will be very favorable. From this area, the headline begins to branch off into a new line. On this branch, there are various formations indicating that you have the potential to acquire property. It is possible that from around the age of 40, your work and career will experience significant turning points. Both jobs you are currently doing tend to bring favorable outcomes. Your hand possesses many signs of good fortune, especially on the fate line. Although the fate line is relatively short, a star formation appears on it. This is a sign that your career will receive support from benefactors. In addition, a small star also appears on the lifeline in this area, but it cuts into the lifeline. This is a negative sign. Furthermore, a triangle also appears. This is a warning sign that during the current period, especially this year, you need to pay close attention to matters of travel and health. You may be facing some health-related incidents, and particularly toward the end of 2025, you should be even more cautious in these matters. Your palm also shows a heart line that is positioned very high and curves upward. A heart line like this usually represents a person who tends to control their emotions in relationships and can be somewhat meticulous. Therefore, with this type of heart line, combined with a marriage line that is also quite high, it is likely that you will marry late. Your path in love and marriage is somewhat difficult because you are a capable person, possess leadership qualities, and have a masculine and strong personality. Women with such traits often encounter challenges in love, leading to delays or struggles in their marital journey. Her heart line is quite clear and not heavily broken, although there are some downward lines underneath. In fact, these lines do not represent obstacles, but rather signs of support. When you get married, it is likely that you will benefit and receive considerable support from your husband. The mounts on your palm are also quite prominent and not disrupted, which indicates that your fortune in the near future will be quite good. If possible, you should try your hand in fields that require traveling or frequent movement, or in business activities. These will be more suitable than office jobs where you remain seated in one place, because for you, office work tends to be less favorable for development. On your palm, the headline splits into two branches. Typically, people with this feature are very multi-talented and can handle many tasks at once. However, in return, they often lack determination and can easily become distracted, doing a bit of everything without diving deeply into any specific field. Your biggest challenge lies in specialization. If you can focus and delve deeply into one area, success will surely come. For those who have a headline that splits into two branches like this, their later years, once they have gained stability and firmness, will see clear progress in their career. Before the age of 40, your path to career success may be quite challenging. You may have to go far on your own, struggle independently, take on multiple roles, and experience loneliness with a spiritual undertone. Your hand shows signs related to spirituality, and you seem to place a great deal of trust in karma and spiritual matters. If you have the opportunity and time, participate in or engage in work related to spirituality. Depending on what your life circumstances allow, this will not only be good for you, but will also help you fulfill your personal aspirations. You are also very well suited to careers related to education or healing. People who have many lines and horizontal cuts beneath the thumb, like you, are often those who enjoy sharing, socializing, expressing themselves, and especially healing others. If you work in healing or spiritual fields, you will be able to help many people. In addition, your fingers are basically long and relatively balanced. This is a sign of a good family life. However, your ring finger is very straight, while the middle finger bends inward slightly. When you get married, you will truly be a family-oriented woman, capable of managing and taking care of many household matters. This shows that you are a woman who brings prosperity to your husband and good fortune to your children. She is sometimes quite practical, and perfectionism is a major issue for her. When working, you always need everything to be orderly and clear to feel secure. As a result, you are often prone to anxiety when having to delegate tasks to others. This is also one of your weaknesses. At times, you can also be a bit hot-tempered. However, there is a very positive sign on your palm. You possess a long and rounded lifeline. In addition, your bracelet lines, wrist lines, are also very clear. With such formations, your life expectancy is considered to be quite high, usually beyond the age of 85. From below the wrist, there are lines pointing upward. These are supporting branches, indicating strong ancestral protection and blessings. However, at present, there is another sign that needs attention. The mount of Mars on your palm is somewhat uneven. The mount of Mars represents resilience and strength, so when it appears irregular like this, it may reflect a lack of confidence in something. You might be about to make an important decision, but feel uncertain and in need of guidance or someone to share with. Stay confident, because the paths ahead still show a trend of positive development. That said, during the period from age 41 to 43, you need to pay close attention to your health. This area on your palm shows a negative sign affecting your physical condition. Therefore, no matter what job you are doing, especially those requiring frequent travel, you should give special attention to your health. When observing both hands together, they reveal a fairly similar trend. Beneath your wrist, there are also small lines pointing downward. Additionally, the lifeline has many small branches. This indicates that in the current period, you are under a lot of life pressure and sometimes fall into a state of lacking direction. Your palm carries great inner strength to achieve success, but at the same time, you will also go through periods of turbulence and imbalance, making you feel unsure about what to do next. This is a time when you are facing ironic or difficult situations, which may cause you to overthink or even fall into a state of despair. However, if you make an effort, you can absolutely overcome this difficult period. On her palm, the thumb shows a sign called the family ring. This is one of the most beautiful formations, representing a person with a good later life. In terms of assets, you will hardly need to worry too much in the future. In addition, your hand possesses another special formation, the M-shaped palm. This type of palm indicates that you do not like to rely on others and dislike living dependently on anyone. If possible, you would choose to live alone, independently, doing things on your own. Your sense of self-reliance has formed from a very early age. With this palm shape, it can be inferred that you have lived away from your family to build your career, or at the very least, you left the embrace of your family much earlier than your peers. Your childhood or youth may have gone through drifting, lonely periods. However, from the age of 40 onward, your life will gradually shift in a more positive direction. Your family life later on will also carry less pressure, and you yourself will have a more pleasant time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. This palm also shows that you tend to continue earning money even in old age. After the age of 50, you may still have investments and stable finances, so you won't need to worry much about your economic situation in later years. However, your palm also shows another sign. The headline has small downward branches and one branch cutting across it. Small downward branches like this indicate a shift in mood. You may be thinking about starting a new job or wanting to change your current life. You have a desire to change something in your life. However, this change may not be stable as it could be interrupted at any time. Therefore, the best thing you can do is to think carefully before taking action. Consider whether your current job is truly good, whether the career you are pursuing is going in the right direction. Careful thinking will help you make a more solid decision. If at this moment you feel too exhausted, feel that you are truly in despair, wanting to stop or change something in your life, then you should boldly make a decisive decision. Because when examining both of your hands, they show signs of luck, indicating that no matter what path you choose, as long as you have enough determination, you will certainly achieve the success you desire. Your palm also has small branches that indicate your inner world is filled with worries, concerns, and a lack of clear direction. In particular, the career line also shows branching, but these are positive branches. These branches do not spread toward the finger gaps, which suggests that you will not suffer major financial losses from the changes you are considering. For example, if you're planning to change jobs, the new job will provide you with a stable income rather than causing loss. Or, if you are in the process of investing or doing business, it will not lead to bankruptcy or serious financial losses as you may fear. Therefore, you don't need to worry too much. Currently, you may be facing some psychological difficulties. There are times when you feel discouraged, lost, or even disappointed in yourself. It may feel like you are incapable of accomplishing anything, but rest assured, this phase will pass. Within the next 1 to 2 years, your life will begin to show positive signs. You will meet people who can help and support you in overcoming these difficulties and open up better, new directions. However, particularly this year, you need to pay more attention to travel and health matters. There may be some negative effects, so try to rest regularly, take care of your health, and limit excessive movement to avoid unnecessary risks. Even so, there will still be many new opportunities coming your way. Opportunities for change, growth, and receiving timely support. In terms of love and relationships, your palm suggests that you are likely to marry late. You also tend to experience considerable pressure when it comes to romance. However, the positive point is that there are no clear signs in your palm indicating divorce, major breakup, or serious turmoil in marriage. Therefore, you don't need to worry too much about your love life. Although the path of love may not come to you as smoothly as expected, it is not filled with major obstacles either. Regarding children, upon closely observing your palm, I can see that you may not have many children. It is possible that you will have only one child, or perhaps at present, you have not thought much about having children. However, your child in the future is likely to develop well, bring you much joy, and become a strong source of support for you. This is further confirmed by the fact that the mounts on your palm are prominent and rosy. This is a very positive sign in physiognomy. Raised and bright-colored mounts indicate blessings and good fortune in later years. In the future, you will receive help and support from your child, and you will have strong backing both emotionally and financially in life. Overall, this is a palm with many strengths in later life, indicating a more peaceful and fulfilling life after years of hard work. If you are watching this video, I wish you great strength to overcome your current challenges, achieve much success, and live a full and rewarding life as you truly deserve. Thank you very much for listening.